Welcome. Welcome everybody to the demo day of batch 149. In case you haven't heard about Wagon yet, which is very unlikely if you're here in this room or watching this on our website, but let me give you a bit of a reminder. We're a full-stack coding bootcamp, and that means 2 months of intensive training. We bring you from zero or only limited previous coding experience to junior developer level. For that, we work really hard, every day from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. And you're going to learn 5 languages, being Ruby, SQL, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. But not only that, you also learn how to pitch and build a product. And that's exactly what we're here for today. We're going to see the product presentations of our students, which they built in the last 10 days of the bootcamp. So this is all about coding, you might think. But it really is all about people. Wagon is about changing your life. Wagon is about taking back control of your life. And Wagon is about doing more of what you want to do. Now, there's a lot of people out there who want to learn coding and change their life. And we often get asked, is there a typical Wagon student profile? And the short answer is no, absolutely not. Alone in this batch, our students range from 21 to 42 years of age, from zero coding experience to SQL experts, from straight out of university to 20 years of working experience. With backgrounds ranging from sales and marketing in oil and gas, to banking and software consultants, to business development in the field of education, to writers, bloggers, electronic, mechanical engineers, scrum masters, and graphic designers. Coming from Canada, the US, Colombia, UK, France, Netherlands, Germany, and Morocco. Now, that's really what I call diversity. Before we kick it off, give a big round of applause to all our students, please. Erin, Valerie, Irvi, Cassie, Chelsea, Amina, Yidi, William, Daniel, Adrian, Gregory, Irvin, Ryan, and Philip. Now, we're gonna see some of our amazing students up here presenting in a minute, but before that, please let me introduce you to Elin, who's one of our coaches. Elin will intro our project groups today, and yeah, stage is yours.
Thank you, Derek. Good evening, everyone. I am very pleased to represent the team of teachers of Wagon Bali. But first, let me start with something. Do you enjoy eating organic food?
Yes. Yes.
Do you want to know where your food comes from?
Yes.
Isn't it amazing to get food from a farm that you love?
Yes.
Well, this is going to be a reality for the citizens of Shanghai thanks to a beautiful project called Urban Rural Bridges made by Daniel, Gregory, and Adrian.
Hey. So it's been an intense journey, and so before I start, like a really intense journey, so before I start, I really need to thank my team for all the work they put in. Daniel is now like an API guru. He was kind of deployed on the API part of our course, and he's amazing. For Adrian, for his passion and his immense effort and the huge amount of structure that you'll see in this app. It's him, it's behind the scenes, but my God, the passion this guy put in, yeah, he deserves a lot of credit. Thanks, Adrian. And everyone here, everyone was super supportive, and yeah, thank you. You couldn't meet a more eclectic, supportive group of people than right here, so thank you. So to start this off, I kind of need to give a little bit of background about our project. We were kind of lucky in that our idea arose out of a very tangible situation, starting maybe oddly enough in China, where I met an eager yet visionary farmer named Fred, oddly, Fred Yang. And what he was doing is he was trying to lift his village out of poverty. So he's the first person in his village to graduate university. And then after a while of being in the big city, he decided he liked farming and he went back. And his goal was to connect 10 farming families in Dingjia, a small community in near Guilin, central southern China, to 50 urban families in Shanghai. And in doing so, he could change their salaries by connecting them directly. He could change their salaries from being $2,000 a year to roughly $40,000 US a year. So a huge difference just by cutting out the middleman and connecting them in. And so that was his goal. And not surprisingly, or perhaps, perhaps surprisingly, the demand for the produce and what they were offering was not the main challenge for these farmers. The main challenge was actually the day-to-day organizing of their farming activities when sometimes they had to leave work because they weren't earning enough money, so they have to take 2 jobs. Or maybe it was just a matter of scaling up when a restaurant or a school contacted them and said, oh, we really like your organic produce that you're producing at a small scale. And so these were the challenges that they're facing. And with that, I'd like to present to you the URB platform. URB being the Urban Rural Bridge. And so what we're trying to do is create a web app that we hope will help to connect farmers and small-scale farming operations directly with customers in major urban settings. And so with that, we'll start off by taking you on a journey from 3 different perspectives. Fred Yang, who's kind of the coordinator, visionary farmer, some of the farmers in his village, and a customer, looking to buy produce. And so with that, we'll kind of, if you scroll down on the page, you'll see that it's not just about one co-op, but it's about several. So in Huaihua, this is where Fred's located, and he's made himself a co-op farm. And customers can come to the site, and they can register by scanning a QR code and find out information. So Fred is connected already to these 50 families, and he's going to log in. And when Fred logs in, Fred really wants to know what's going on in his farm. Okay, he wants to know the details. We've tried to keep it really simple, but he's out in Huaihua, he's at a computer, and when he looks at things, he can really quickly check out how many onions he has, how many beets or carrots or potatoes are in his inventory for harvest, and he can ask his farmers for details about what they're doing. And one of the things we were trying to do with this is make it so that we could do all of this from a mobile phone. Okay? Because when you go into rural China, the one thing you'll find is that no matter how little is there, there's always someone with a cell phone, and usually a smartphone somewhere, and WeChat. WeChat is a platform in China and in Asia that's just definitely ubiquitous. Everyone has it everywhere. And so we tried to connect our platform to that. And so over here we can see Fred. Now maybe he's on his phone. He's in Shanghai trying to drum up some business for the farmers. And over on this side, maybe there's a farmer out in the field, or one of the farmers who happens to have a smartphone, or later text, which we can connect in. And so one of the farmers is out in his field, and he's collected 50 kilograms of carrots, and he wants to kind of enter that into the inventory. He just sends a message saying 50 carrots, or 50 kilograms of carrots. And Gregory, in this case, I'm the farmer, says the harvest has been taken into account, and the carrots are added to the inventory. And Fred in Shanghai can see this. He's great, my inventory is updated. Also, maybe a mile away, there's another farmer, and that farmer is gathering some eggs. So Adrian farmer, who's way over there.
And I will have 50 eggs.
50 eggs would be good. That's enough for the families. They're very hungry, nature-starved families in Shanghai.
Wow.
And so now Fred can manage his things from Shanghai while he's trying to drum up business and is stressed out, trying to keep track of things. So now that he has his inventory, he realizes, like right from where he's at, he can create a basket. He can say, I have some stuff to sell. This stuff is going to go bad right away, so he's got to get this out the door. And so he can go to his baskets tab over here, and he can make himself a basket. So he can name the basket. He can set the quantity. So he can say, I'm going to produce 10, because that's about what he thinks he has to sell. He can set a price, maybe 30 RMB. And he can set an expiry date for it, because this is not like Amazon. Things actually go bad over time. And he can choose a pretty picture. And then he can create the basket, or take a picture of the produce. Once he's made the basket, he can look at his ongoing sales. He can see his basket that he's just made in the basket's preparation. And he can then fill it with some of the produce that he's planning to sell to the customers in the city. So he can add a carrot. And there's always a check to see the quantity that he has in stock and the quantity needed for the number of baskets that he's producing. So he's never in error about pushing out too many baskets and then realizing he can't deliver, because reliability is a big issue for these small-scale farmers when they're competing against large-scale industrialized farming. And so once he's done, he can choose to publish it to WeChat. And so with a simple push, he'll push it to his community, so the people who've signed onto his farm. And they'll receive their basket in the email, and they can instantly decide to buy this just by simply clicking on it. And they'll get a confirmation in WeChat saying that their order has been taken into account, and a list of their order and all of the orders that they've subsequently or previously ordered or subsequently ordered. And so now with the bridge complete, the farmer is connected to his community, he's connected to his farmers, and eventually the farmers will be connected to each other so that they can collaborate and share resources and create a bridge between the worlds. Yeah, thank you.
Well, now that we know how to get our supplies, we might be on the look to get some new skills. Let's imagine tonight I want to learn something new. And in this audience, this thing that I want to know, someone can actually already know it. So how about swapping skills? Let me present you tonight a beautiful project made by Valerie, William, and Chelsea.
Welcome everyone. Welcome to the presentation of SkillSwap, our web app. It's basically the Tinder for swapping skills, and it's a platform to make new connections and learn new skills. So I'm going on a holiday to Colombia, and I really want to learn some salsa dancing. But on my backpacker's budget, it's quite expensive. So I'm looking for alternative ways to accomplish that. So I'm Googling, and suddenly I see the website SkillSwap. So it says that I can scroll down a little bit, and I see what do I want to learn, what could I teach, get matched, and swap skills. So let's just start now and just see what I have to do. Okay, so here I need to select the skills that I want to learn. So I'm just going to browse a little bit and check out arts. And then maybe graphic design would be interesting. Then I'm going to scroll down and language and culture. Maybe add Spanish while I'm there. Then I'm going to go down to sport and active. And I'm going to select, obviously, salsa dancing. And I also like yoga, so I'm also going to select yoga. And then I'm going to the next page. And here I need to select the skills that I want to teach. So let's check out business and technology. After a 2-month bootcamp, I could maybe teach someone CSS and coding. And let's check out language and culture and select Dutch, because I'm Dutch. Who knows, there might be a Colombian out there who wants to speak some Dutch. And I'm just going to select English as well to increase the probability of getting a match. And I'm going to scroll down a bit more. Sports and active might not come in handy in Colombia, but I'm just going to select skiing. OK, and then I'm going to go next. Here I create my profile, and I'm going to update my profile because it's already filled out. All right. I don't have any matches yet. Well, let's click this amazing button and see what will happen. Wow, so many matches. So I'm just gonna swipe through it a little bit, and see what is out there. It seems like there's a one-sided match. Are you ready to learn? So I can learn yoga from Elaine. Okay, that's nice. Just going to look a bit further and check out something else, maybe the last one. All right, Daniel. He has no other skills to offer, so that's not really what I'm looking for. So, all right, a full match with William. He lives in Bogota, perfect, that's where I'm at. And he wants to learn Dutch, surprisingly, and he can teach me salsa. So let's check out and open the match and see what more information is out there. Okay, so I see William's profile, some of his details, what else he's interested in. And I'm gonna see if he maybe has reviews. No reviews yet, okay, so I'm just gonna take my chances and send him a message. I'm going to send, hey William, where do you want to meet up? And maybe wait for a while and see if he replies and refresh the page. Not yet, maybe he's busy. Oh, okay, cool. Looking forward to meeting up and trading skills. I'll send an address. Cool, so me and William meet up. We dance salsa all night. We meet up a couple more times. And I'm very good at salsa dancing afterwards. And I teach him some Dutch because he's going to Amsterdam on holiday, so he wants to impress the Dutch ladies. And afterwards, maybe I can leave a review because it was such a nice experience to actually meet a local and dance salsa. So I'm gonna write, William is a great salsa teacher. And give him 5 stars. So due to this app, I had an amazing experience of meeting a local and learning a new skill. And that's the beauty of SkillSwap.
So now it seems that I can learn anything with anyone, anywhere. But managing charities is also a skill. But it's not something that you can easily learn. For this specific skill, you need a good tool. So that's why I present you Roll Call, a beautiful managing tool made by Urvi, Cassie, and Isaac.
So I'm Urvi, and I work at a company called Saturday Kids in Singapore, where we teach kids how to code. So our mission is to make kids curious and inventive and resourceful, and empower them with amazing coding skills. So I want to give you a little bit of a sneak peek into my life there. We have this wonderful program running called Code in the Community, where we teach 3,000 kids across Singapore how to code. In order to make this happen, we have over 100 volunteers for each batch, and each batch has about 1,000 kids. And you may ask, how do we manage this program? Look, right behind me, there's probably about 100 different spreadsheets there, and this is my life in Singapore at the moment. So imagine managing all that data with a ton of spreadsheets which are linked together. My team edited one, and I didn't know where they put it, and everything's a nightmare. We make it work, obviously, but we want to scale, and that's not going to be sustainable. So what I did was I took a break. I needed a break from the spreadsheet hell that I was going through, and I came to Bali to have some surfing, some yoga, and relax and learn to code. And we decided to build an app. So what I realized was that I was going through this frustration, but I'm not the only one. So I remember volunteering at a vocational skills training program in Peru, at an entrepreneurship skills training program in South Africa, and they had the same issues. They were managing tons of volunteers, and they were managing tons of learners, and they were doing it all on paper and spreadsheets. So they had awesome products. They had an awesome program which was delivering amazing impact, but at a really small scale. What they needed was the operational tools in place so that they could then focus on reaching more kids with even better programs. And that's where what we've built comes in. And I'm going to hand you over to Cassie, who's going to take you through our app, Roll Call, and show you how things can change for training programs throughout the world.
Hey guys. I'm Cassie. My name's Cassie, and I'm going to be our program manager for Sunday Kids rather than Saturday Kids. I'm going to show you how we add a new course into our catalog. So I know that I'm going to run a course in Henderson. We're going to be teaching Scratch. And I want to check all my current courses to make sure I'm not double booking a classroom. I can see here that I'm definitely have a free classroom, so we're going to add a course to our catalog. Wow, look at this form. So we've got a brand new Scratch course. It's going to be running weekly from July to the end of summer. So let's go ahead and create it. Awesome. Okay, so we're going to head into that course. There we go. So let's go into our course, and we're going to assign a teacher. So prior to having a tool like this, I'd have all my resources laid out in front of me, and I'd have to look through what teachers could teach what subjects and what their availability looked like. And now I can click and select all of my Scratch teachers and see what courses I've already signed them up at. Let's check out Isabella's schedule. So it looks like I've already assigned her to some courses for next quarter, so maybe somebody else would have a more clear schedule. How about Fern? Okay, so she's free. Let's assign her to this course. Awesome, and I think maybe Deshawn will be a great assistant. Seems like a character. Cool, let's head into our students. So I've had some pretty frantic emails. A student whose mother really wanted her to join the course. Her name's Carrie, so I'm gonna make sure that she's gonna be the first student I add into this course. Make her mom happy. Perfect. And then let's make sure we got our course filled. Awesome. Okay, so we're going to go into our attendance role. So normally, I'd have to have my teachers mark attendance, add it into a spreadsheet, and then email me at the end of the quarter. Now I can have them click a button and check if the student was there or not in real time. So it looks like Carly actually didn't show up to class today. I have the ability to see her phone number and give her mom a call to make sure everything was okay. All right, let's go into our dashboard. This is super cool. Rather than wait until the end of the quarter in order to see which courses had great attendance and which ones didn't, which teachers were doing better than others, I can now see my total attendance in real time and check to see the aggregate level of attendance. So if a course happens to be dropping below my benchmark, then I can change the trajectory of those students' graduations and affect the impact I'm actually making on the community. What's really awesome about this dashboard is as a small program manager, I want to be able to scale. I want to add courses to my program. I can show this off to a donor and show them that I'm running 24 courses. I've got 400 students in my program right now, and I have 41 volunteers. This is real data that I'm able to show somebody and hopefully obtain the funding that I need in order to scale up my program and run that 100 courses that I've always wanted to run. In order to move to that kind of level, I'm going to need to hire enough resources. I can see here with my volunteers by proficiency that I only have 4 robotics teachers. That's probably not enough if I want to run more than 1 robotics course next quarter, so I'm going to need to hire a few more. If I look here by my students by gender, I can see that I clearly have way more boy students than girls. Maybe I need to alter my marketing strategies so that I have a better equal level, a more equal male to student ratio. As I'm adding these courses into my catalog, when I'm working in my spreadsheet hell, as Irvi kindly said, there's just tons of data everywhere. And here I can see I've got 5 current courses, and I have 1 course below capacity, which means that I need to optimize that sweet spot, that level between maximum and minimum students. So I've got 1 course that needs attention, and right here I've got 1 course that I haven't assigned a teacher to. So ultimately, this dashboard right here allows me to spend less time behind a computer and more time in the classroom doing the things that I love. So I'm going to pass you right back over to Irvi.
So this is a bit of a sneak preview to what we've got. So I was just chatting to my team back in Singapore, and they were asking, what have you got coming? And so I was super excited to try this out when I get back. And I think what's really powerful is the fact that I think earlier in the year we wanted to scale our program quite dramatically. So not only grow in Singapore but move to different countries. With spreadsheets, that didn't really seem like a reality. Now that we have a tool like this, it's actually going to be a dream come true. So I think it's super powerful. And thank you to my awesome team that have been working nights and weekends and really hard to make this possible.
Well, now we have beautiful classes, but we still haven't found any space to organize these classes and make them happen. So how about finding a space that can fit our needs? And for this, I present you Open Space, beautifully made by Ryan, Irvin, and Philip.
Well, evening everybody, for the last one. Before I came to Bali, I was like, I'm going to code, what I'm gonna do. I was talking to this friend of mine living in Amsterdam, beautiful location, city center, with this small studio. And when you're like 30, getting over 30, you don't want to live there anymore. You don't want to go to the outskirts of Amsterdam. Let's say, even go out of Amsterdam, not an option. So what do? She found a girl on Instagram in the same situation, and she figured, I'm not gonna go out. I'm just gonna rent one of the prettiest canal houses in Amsterdam and rent it out during the day for office meetings, so that corporates could have a more inspiring location than their own office site to have their meetings. 1 year later, she has 3 canal houses. It runs like a charm, so I guess there is a demand. And Ryan can tell a bit more about that.
Yeah, we do the same thing. Every single year, we come back and we do these annual strategic meetings. And every single year, we go to the same hotel, the same Marriott, the same Hilton, and it's just a little conference room, white walls. It's not innovative. It's not cool. So we figured, okay, so how can we get something that's more unique, I guess? And as soon as I met Irvin, he gave me this idea, and I figured, okay, this could be fun.
So yeah, we're going to show you how you can find a space, which could be for an off-site meeting, but maybe it's for a photo shoot in a different location than all the usual ones, a film shoot, an office party, workshops. Anyone else ever been in this situation?
Yes.
Yes, well, tell me, what you were searching for?
I'm looking for a film shooting.
You look for a film shooting. Oh well, let's go look for a nice location for a film shoot. So yeah, we got ourselves some spaces. It was worth the wait, I'd say. It was worth the wait. Don't you think you do?
I think so.
I think so. Do you see something you like?
I'd like
Something
to go
colorful maybe? Or
maybe loft in downtown Amsterdam.
Loft in downtown Amsterdam. That sounds like a nice place for a film shoot. So yeah, here we have our loft, downtown Amsterdam. Got some details on what you're gonna do. Maybe some other places if you have like, meh, it's not really it. I want to switch somewhere else. Maybe you can read some reviews if you think you like it. And then, shall we book it?
I'm in.
Cool, let's book it. I'm gonna some morning hours, and let's say it's for a film shoot, and we book it. And now for only $450. You have your unique space to take the film shoot. But first, the host has to accept it, of course, because, well, he gets to know you a little bit. So we switch to the host. You get his dashboard, can accept if he wants to have Inu in his place doing the film shoot. And if he says yes, let's say he says yes, we update that booking, and now Inu can pay and do his film shoot by himself. So I hope if you ever look for a space, you need something inspiring, you book through Open Space. Thanks.
Wow. Did you like the demos? I mean, are you kidding me? That was built in only 10 days, the last 10 days of the bootcamp. And we're not talking about some fun projects here. We have Gregory, who is on his way to make a real difference for farmers in rural China. We have William, who brings SkillSwap back home to Colombia and tries to make this a thing. We have Irvi, who will be the star of her company when she comes home to Singapore, implementing this at our Friends of Saturday Kids. And we have Irvin, who takes open spaces to the Netherlands and has the first properties to go on their platform already lined up. So please, a big round of applause to all the teams. Well done. Now, if you're in the audience or you watching this are interested in joining Le Wagon, our next bootcamp starting on June 25th is already sold out. Sorry about that. But we have a batch coming up on October 1st and also January 7th, and the applications are open. Now, before we go and have a drink or two, let me just take this opportunity to thank a few people. I want to thank the hosts of the free hotel who gave us this amazing classroom and also a great service during the camp. Thank you very much. I want to thank Nadia, Dandy, and team for doing social media, press, and video for us. I want to thank Audrey, who helps with the organization of the camp. I'm sorry. And then please give it up for our coaches. Ellen. Guido. Daniel. Luca. And Inu. And last. But above all, to our students. Thank you so much for choosing Le Wagon, for trusting us here in Bali. I hope you had a great time. You were a fantastic group, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much. Sampai jumpa.